Why are we so lazy? Is it because we're blind to life's divine nature? Or because we deny its existence? Is it because of our inability to perceive pristine reality? Or because we have made conclusions about things we have not experienced? Maybe is it addiction that gets a hold of us? Addiction to substances, screens, junk food? Or maybe could it be addiction to our title, our status, our identity? What about society itself? Are we addicted to that too? After all, society is what feeds our image of ourselves, if we let it. This identity is created and sustained by our surroundings. We are ultimately the ones who decide whether this environment has power over us. But you and I, along with everyone else, are contained within this environment. Nothing at all separates other from what you call you. From this point of view, the ego is a very amusing concept. Being consciously aware at all time of this point of view, which is that separation is a mere construct of the mind, would it be hard not to be lazy, not to destroy the environment, not to be mean to one another? If fundamentally I am what you are, and you are what I am, then we are the same. Why do we create ideas of a future? Is it our fear of the unknown that influences us to materialize a conception of the future? Somehow those ideas seem to satisfy our desire to grasp life and create the imaginary ability of being able to steer it to our will. In turn, this illusion creates a false sense of security in which we believe we have power over the future. What keeps us alive? Is it belief or is it truth? Is it an act of surrender to the divine, or is it a deep down fundamental truth that eventually all will be alright? If it is neither of these that keeps us alive, could it be the fear of what will happen after death? Maybe is it the only reason why we are afraid of death? What else could it be? In ancient times, mystics taught that suffering is the one aspect of human life that prevents one from perceiving heaven on earth. Essentially, the fear of death is this: suffering about something we do not know. The absurdity of it is irrefutable. Unfortunately, many factors get in the way of reason. Resistance to change is one of them. However, it is only resistance to change that doesn't evolve in our favor. Youth reminds us of innocence and purity, so we embrace it. But old reminds us of our impending death, so most of us keep our distances. The separation of ugly, pretty, darkness and light, old and new, death and life are secretly one. It is only when we use language that the distinction between opposites is necessary. It is a way to speak specifically about something. It has value in this way, but in reality, there is no such thing as rough and smooth, black and white, long and short. It is a spectrum, and a spectrum is one. It is your personal perception that judges whether something is hot, cold, funny, not funny, interesting or not. Someone laughs at one thing and another cries over it. Why? They stand at opposite sides of that one spectrum. There are many spectrums, and those spectrums are all contained within the one spectrum of life, which includes you, your family, your friends, your lover, and everyone you will ever meet. You are living your life in that very complex spectrum. Not only are all of us on different latitude of the band of the spectrum, but in the course of our lives we move back and forth on it. What if we were able to observe the whole spectrum of life simultaneously? If we could see it all at once, would there be any space left for suffering?